Have you ever pondered if simple actions taken immediately after finishing a meal could secretly impact how long you grace this earth? As we advance in years, our attention often fixates on dietary choices, consuming less sugar, increasing fiber intake, controlling portion sizes. However, what rarely receives enough emphasis is when and how our behaviors following a meal significantly shape our longevity, just as much as the food itself. That approximately 30-minute period after you've eaten represents a vital window. And if you're inadvertently committing some frequent missteps during this time, you might be placing needless stress on your digestive system, your heart, and your overall well-being without realizing it. We're about to unveil 5 habits you should abstain from within 30 minutes of eating if your goal is to navigate aging with vitality, mental clarity, and robust energy. These aren't extreme guidelines or complicated medical interventions. They are straightforward modifications that assist your body in accomplishing its inherent functions, absorbing essential substances, maintaining balance, and undertaking vital repairs. Each of these subtle, quiet adjustments possesses the capacity to safeguard your internal organs, optimize your metabolism, and even diminish the likelihood of developing chronic ailments over time. Stay tuned until the conclusion, because grasping what not to do after consuming food could be among the most potent longevity insights you've never encountered. A single alteration today might just add years to your life. Now, let's turn our attention to the first crucial habit to reconsider. 1. Reclining or lying down immediately after eating. One of the most widespread errors individuals commit after a meal, particularly in their senior years, is assuming a horizontal position too quickly. It might appear innocuous. After all, what could feel more natural than settling down for a brief rest following a substantial lunch or dinner? Nevertheless, when you recline or lie flat within the initial 30 minutes of eating, you aren't truly aiding your body's relaxation. You're actually complicating its primary task considerably. Digestion fundamentally relies on gravity. Your food progresses downward through the esophagus and into the stomach, subsequently continuing its passage through the intestines. However, when you lie down prematurely, especially in a flat posture, this natural downward movement is interrupted. The muscular structures responsible for propelling food through your system, notably the lower esophageal sphincter, can weaken with age. And when you are lying flat, it becomes simpler for stomach acid to flow back upward into the esophagus. This is precisely how acid reflux originates. If you've experienced that unpleasant burning sensation in your chest or throat after napping or having a late snack, you are already familiar with how uncomfortable and potentially detrimental it can be. Over time, persistent acid reflux can lead to more than mere discomfort. It erodes the lining of your esophagus, contributes to inflammation, and elevates your vulnerability to esophageal issues down the road. But the consequences don't cease there. When the digestive process is impeded, your body must expend greater effort to assimilate nutrients. And when these vital substances aren't absorbed appropriately, your energy levels, your immune system's effectiveness, and even your cognitive function can begin to decline. I recall speaking with Kelvin, a retired engineer in his late 70s from South Carolina, who habitually reclined in his easy chair every afternoon following lunch. He claimed it eased his back discomfort and offered a brief respite. Yet he consistently struggled with throat irritation and felt fatigued even after resting. Once he started remaining upright for just 30 minutes after each meal, the improvement was swift. No more burning sensation, better energy levels. His body was no longer working against itself. It was finally receiving the necessary support. The point isn't to deprive yourself of relaxation. You can certainly read, unwind, or engage in conversation, but do so while seated. Allow gravity to facilitate your stomach's work, and if you desire to lie down later, wait at least 30 minutes, ideally 60. Grant your body sufficient time to initiate the digestive process before altering its orientation. This single, straightforward practice might seem insignificant, but over time, It can represent the crucial difference between subtle damage and consistent repair. Aiding digestion isn't solely about what you consume. It's also about how you support your body after consuming. The older we become, the more we need to honor those silent internal mechanisms that diligently strive to maintain our health. Comment upright posture if you understand the benefit of staying seated after a meal. Moving on, let's discuss the second habit to approach cautiously after eating. 2. Engaging in intense physical activity or vigorous exercise too soon. There exists a prevalent notion that taking a walk right after eating aids digestion. While it's true that gentle movement can foster blood circulation and alleviate sluggishness, there's a boundary that's easily crossed, particularly if you're over 60 and your body doesn't recover with the same speed it once did. Embarking on a brisk walk or diving into any form of strenuous physical activity too soon after consuming food could actually disrupt your digestion rather than assisting it. Here's the explanation. After you eat, your body enters what's termed the parasympathetic state, sometimes referred to as rest and digest. Blood flow is redirected towards your stomach and intestines, where it fuels the decomposition and absorption of nutrients. However, if you commence vigorous movement too quickly, say, a power walk, climbing stairs rapidly, or light jogging, your body is compelled to redirect that blood flow away from digestion and back toward your muscles. In essence, your stomach and your legs start competing for the same essential resources. And that internal tug of war benefits neither system. Your digestion decelerates, leading to abdominal distension, discomfort, or a feeling of heaviness. Simultaneously, your muscles don't perform as efficiently because your internal energy delivery system is being interrupted mid-cycle. This becomes even more significant as you age because your circulatory system gradually becomes less adaptable. Your heart works harder to respond to conflicting demands, and your insulin response, how your body manages blood sugar after eating, can become unstable. It's a reality we often don't contemplate until its effects become apparent. These post-meal decisions accumulate over time. I was acquainted with Alice, a dynamic woman in her early 70s from Virginia, who took pride in maintaining an active lifestyle. She used to head straight out for a fast-paced walk after dinner each evening, believing it contributed to her fitness. However, she began noticing that she felt more exhausted afterward, not less. She experienced a slight lightheadedness and couldn't comprehend why her abdomen consistently felt tight. Once she adjusted her routine, waiting 30 to 45 minutes before walking, everything transformed. Her energy levels stabilized, her digestion improved, and she no longer felt depleted. This doesn't mean you must remain completely immobile after every meal. In fact, some mild activity, such as tidying up the dishes, swaying gently to music, or strolling slowly around your residence, can be highly beneficial. But the operative term here is gentle. Your movement should align with your body's internal state. You want to cooperate with your digestion, not impede it. When in doubt, assess how your body feels before engaging in activity. Are you still feeling full? Do you sense your heart rate is elevated? Is your breathing calm? If you detect any tightness or strain, it might be your body communicating, "Please grant me a little more time." And providing that time, just 30 minutes, can have a substantial impact on how your body absorbs nutrients, regulates blood sugar, and stores energy. Longevity isn't merely about adding more movement. It's about incorporating the right type of movement at the appropriate moment. After eating, your body requires space to execute its intended functions. When you respect that process, you aren't slowing down. You are progressing forward with greater insight. I believe you're finding these insights truly beneficial. Before we continue unveiling more secrets to post-meal well-being, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video. Your support empowers us to keep producing valuable content that informs and inspires you. Comment "wonderful" if you're enjoying this video. Now, let's move forward to the third habit requiring attention. 3. consuming large quantities of cold water. It's a custom many of us adopted early in life, completing a meal and instantly reaching for a tall glass of icy water. It feels invigorating, particularly during warmer seasons. However, here's what the majority of people don't grasp. Drinking substantial volumes of cold water immediately after eating can subtly disrupt digestion in ways that, over time, affect your vitality, your immune defenses, and even your cardiovascular health. When you ingest cold water, your body experiences a sudden alteration in internal temperature. The stomach, already diligently working to process food, is compelled to compensate for this abrupt temperature drop. Blood vessels within your digestive tract contract. Enzymatic activity slows down. Fats present in your food, especially animal fats, begin to solidify in cooler temperatures, rendering them more difficult to break down and absorb. This means your body must work harder and for a longer duration to extract the essential nutrients it requires. For a younger person with a robust metabolism, this might not seem like a significant concern. However, for older adults, those in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, the digestive system becomes more sensitive over time. It doesn't process things with the same speed or effectiveness, and when cold water interrupts that process, it results in slower gastric emptying, increased abdominal distension, and reduced nutrient absorption. Furthermore, over time, it can interfere with the gut's capacity to maintain beneficial bacteria, a cornerstone of immune resilience as we age. I recall Alan, an energetic fellow in his late 60s from Michigan, who routinely kept a thermos of ice water at the table during every meal. He believed it helped him stay hydrated, but he frequently felt overly full for several hours, experienced occasional stomach cramps, and struggled with fatigue in the afternoons. When he transitioned to slowly sipping warm or room temperature water with his meals, everything changed. His digestion improved. He felt lighter. His energy levels rebounded. It didn't feel like a sacrifice. It felt like liberation. It's crucial to understand that water itself isn't the issue. In fact, adequate hydration is vital after eating. It aids in transporting nutrients and supports the passage of food through your intestines. The problem lies in the temperature and the timing. Cold water consumed immediately after a meal creates friction in a system that requires smooth flow. And drinking too much of it all at once, particularly when your stomach is full, places additional strain on an organ that is already heavily occupied. So, what's a superior strategy? Sip slowly. Opt for liquids that are at room temperature or warm. Herbal infusions like chamomile, ginger, or peppermint can be particularly beneficial after meals. They help relax the digestive tract and alleviate gas and bloating. Even a few sips of warm lemon water can work wonders for easing your system into the post-meal processing phase. Small adjustments like these may not grab headlines, but over weeks and months, they cultivate a more efficient, balanced internal environment, one that is better equipped to combat inflammation, absorb vital vitamins, and keep your heart, brain, and other essential systems functioning optimally. Remember, the way we care for our digestion mirrors how we care for the rest of our body. If we rush it, overwhelm it, or disregard its signals, we bear the consequences. But if we nourish it, safeguard it, and provide what it requires, it rewards us not merely with improved digestion, but with a more fulfilling life. Comment gentle hydration, if you'll try sipping warm water after eating. Next up, let's consider the fourth common habit to modify. 4. Taking a shower or bath immediately after eating. For numerous individuals, especially in their later years, a warm shower following a meal can feel like a moment of comfort, a method to soothe the body, ease joint discomfort, or prepare for the remainder of the day. However, what most don't grasp is that stepping into a shower or bath too soon after eating may subtly interfere with your body's capacity to digest and absorb the very nutrients you require to maintain strength and health. Here's what occurs internally. After a meal, your digestive system becomes the primary operational hub. Blood flow is redirected to your stomach, liver, pancreas, and intestines to support the intricate process of breaking down food, assimilating nutrients, and processing glucose. But the instant you step into warm or hot water, your skin begins to require increased blood flow. Your body, attempting to regulate its temperature, shifts circulation toward the surface. This implies less blood is accessible to support digestion precisely when your body needs it most. This redistribution of blood might seem insignificant, but for older adults whose circulatory systems are no longer as flexible or efficient, it can result in subtle yet significant repercussions: impaired digestion, a feeling of nausea, or a sudden dip in energy levels. Over time, this repeated strain on your digestive organs can diminish nutrient absorption and impose stress on your cardiovascular system. It's a connection many people never make, but once they do, the transformation is remarkable. I once spoke with Agnes, a delightful woman in her early 80s from California, who had the routine of showering right after dinner. She believed it helped her sleep better, but she was frequently waking up during the night with discomfort, indigestion, and occasional bloating. When her doctor suggested waiting 30 to 45 minutes after meals before bathing, she observed a substantial improvement. Her sleep quality enhanced, her digestion became smoother. She felt more at ease within her own body. This doesn't mean you must completely avoid bathing after meals. It's about the timing. Granting your body that 30-minute interval permits your internal systems to concentrate on what is most urgent, processing your food before diverting resources elsewhere. In fact, even a brief postponement can help your body remain balanced and prevent the digestive confusion that arises from systems attempting to multitask. If you are someone who enjoys relaxing after meals, consider alternatives that do not draw blood away from your core. Sit peacefully by a window. Listen to calming music, read something tranquil. These practices still offer peace and comfort without interrupting the essential work your body is performing internally. A warm bath or shower can certainly remain a part of your routine, but allow it to be a reward, not an immediate reaction. Grant your body an opportunity to digest before you cleanse. That patience, that small act of consideration, is another way you nurture the systems that are diligently caring for you. Comment absorption first, if you'll wait before showering or bathing after eating. And finally, let's examine the fifth habit to avoid in that critical post-meal window. 5. Engaging in stressful activities or problem solving right after eating. It's easy to overlook what transpires in our minds during the initial 30 minutes following a meal. You've finished eating, you feel content, perhaps slightly lethargic, and without conscious thought, you grab your smartphone, check a troubling email, begin reviewing your financial obligations, or initiate a difficult conversation with a family member. Yet, what appears to be a standard component of daily existence can, in reality, have significant consequences on your body's ability to rest, regenerate, and protect you as you mature. You see, digestion isn't solely a physical function. It is intricately connected to your nervous system. When you eat, your body is ideally meant to be in a parasympathetic state, as mentioned earlier, the rest and digest mode. However, the moment you introduce stress, whether it's financial worry, family disagreements, or even a challenging crossword puzzle that raises your heart rate, your body activates the fight or flight response. That stress-induced state inundates your system with cortisol and adrenaline, and those hormones do precisely what they are designed to do. They suppress digestion to conserve energy for potential danger. The outcome: slowed metabolism, bloating, discomfort, and fluctuations in blood sugar levels. And over time, if this stress pattern recurs after every meal, the effects become cumulative. The pancreas becomes overburdened attempting to manage insulin. The stomach ceases to absorb nutrients efficiently, and your immune system weakens because it's being asked to process meals amidst emotional turmoil. I once met Frank, a thoughtful man in his mid-70s from Texas, who had developed the habit of sorting through his mail while eating lunch. Bills, medical notifications, and legal documents became part of his daily mealtime ritual. He believed he was being efficient, but he began noticing he felt worse, not better, after eating. His energy plummeted. His stomach was frequently unsettled. His doctor couldn't identify a clear medical cause. But once Frank started eating without distractions and allowed himself 30 minutes after meals before opening his mail or making important calls, the difference was profound. He wasn't just digesting his food better. He was navigating life more peacefully too. The emotional state you are in after consuming food influences more than your mood. It shapes your physical health. It is perfectly acceptable to address problems, engage in discussions, or respond to life's demands. But timing is crucial. Grant yourself a dedicated period, just half an hour, where your sole purpose is to breathe, digest, and be present. The external world can wait. Your well-being cannot. Instead of seeking external stimulation, choose tranquility. Instead of problem-solving, cultivate presence. Instead of conflict, embrace quiet. That deliberate space doesn't merely serve your digestion. It benefits your heart, your mind, and your inner peace. And in the long term, that peace becomes one of your most potent resources for maintaining good health. The choices you make after eating do not require perfection. They simply need to be deliberate. Because what you choose to do in those quiet moments, those minor everyday decisions, can indeed influence how long and how vibrantly you live. Comment mindful eating if you'll prioritize peace after your meals. As we conclude today's discussion, I want to leave you with a simple yet powerful thought. The small actions you take after each meal don't just impact how you feel in the immediate moment. They significantly mold the trajectory of your future health. What resonated with you most today? Which of these 5 habits have you been overlooking, unaware of the toll they might be taking? We all aspire to live longer, but more importantly, we desire to live better. We seek mental sharpness, physical strength, and tranquility in our daily routines. The truth is, you don't need a complex diet plan or expensive supplements to embark on that path. Sometimes it boils down to the subtle decisions: not lying down too quickly, not rushing into intense activity, not overwhelming your body with too much, too fast, or too stressful. It's easy to fall back on saying, "I've always done it this way." But the true beauty of awareness is that it empowers you to experiment with something different, something gentler, something wiser. You don't have to revolutionize everything overnight. Select just one habit. Give it a try after your very next meal. Allow your body that specific time, that much-needed space, that breath of relief it has been quietly requesting. And if you sense it helps, persevere. Because with each calm decision you make to support your digestion, your circulation, and your hormonal balance, you are concurrently nurturing your cognitive function, your energy levels, your sleep quality, and ultimately, your longevity. You are communicating to your body, "I am still here, caring for you." And that fundamental act of self-respect accumulates in ways that aren't always immediately visible, but will unquestionably be felt. You have accumulated years of wisdom. You've witnessed countless trends come and go. But genuine insight stems from recognizing what genuinely works and trusting that simple, consistent rhythms can grant you more years, amplified energy, and profound peace. Thank you for joining us on this journey today. We genuinely value your thoughts and experiences. Please leave a comment below and share one key takeaway from today's video and how you plan to integrate it into your life. Your perspectives are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments provides us with tremendous inspiration and motivation. If you found this video enjoyable and beneficial, please show your support by giving it a like, subscribing to our channel, and sharing it with someone you care about. Your support enables us to continue creating impactful content designed to inform and uplift you. Thanks for watching, and we are eagerly looking forward to uncovering more incredible secrets to vibrant living with you in our next captivating video. Don't click away just yet. Explore the other life-enhancing discoveries waiting for you on our channel. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. Check out our other amazing content.